Welcome to Fantastic Vision. Please subscribe us before you watch today's video. Lithography machines are the most advanced technology in the world today and are usually jointly built by dozens of countries. Take for example the EUV lithography equipment produced by the Dutch ASML company, the optical components produced by the German Berliner Glas company, the lens modules produced by the German Zeiss company, the lasers produced by the American Chroma company, and other parts produced by the Japanese Kyocera company are produced by them, and the parts are produced by them, or even produced by them. A total of 100,000 parts and modules were assembled and debugged by ASML to eventually form an EUV lithography equipment. Someone said, if the difficulty of launching a satellite is compared to 1, then the difficulty of making an EUV lithography machine is compared to 100. Due to the difficulty in manufacturing lithography machines are known around the world as the most dazzling star in the world. A photolithography machine can be called a crown and a pearl, which shows its high value. In the early days, the United States monopolized the entire semiconductor industry. After a period of time, the photolithography machine and wafer foundry gradually changed from the Netherlands' Sealy Group, Japan's Nikon Group, South Korea's Samsung Group, to Taiwan's TSMC Group, to the Taiwan market, and then to the Taiwan market. And then to the Taiwan market. In contrast, the domestic lithography technology in the United States is still at the 90 nanometer level, which is comparable to the domestic Shanghai microelectronics. But even so, the United States still holds its dominant position in the chip industry due to its control of key technologies, such as upstream lithography machines and chips. In the past 10 years, the domestic semiconductor industry has developed rapidly, and a number of outstanding chip companies have emerged, such as Huawei HiSilicon, SMIC, and Lungsan Junke. Seeing that China's chip industry is becoming more and more developed, the United States cannot sit still and begins to unite with other countries to suppress China's chip industry. The one that has been hit the hardest is Huawei. Huawei has been restricted in the production of Korean chips, the production of 5G chips, and the production of communication and radio frequency chips. SMIC was also affected. It originally purchased an EUV lithography machine from ASML, but due to restrictions imposed by the United States, this equipment could not be sold at all. Fortunately, the sanctions did not prohibit ASML from exporting deep ultraviolet lithography machines to SMIC. This deep ultraviolet lithography machine is the key to 10 nanometer to 45 nanometer wafers. SMIC's current production capacity is 28 nanometers, so ASML's deep ultraviolet lithography machine is very critical for SMIC. Recently, in order to increase the intensity of the core restriction order, the United States has also dragged the Netherlands and Japan into the ranks of the core restriction order. Prior to this, the United States had strictly controlled the export of extreme ultraviolet lithography machines to Chinese companies by the Dutch company Artem. After the core restriction order was implemented, the United States proposed to Artem to suspend exports to Chinese companies. EUV lithography machine request. Previously, Wink, the president of ASML in the United States, said, unless the equipment is sold to China, China will be able to fully control the equipment within 5 years. In another 15 years, ASML will lose its place in the lithography market. Obviously, ASML does not want to accept the unreasonable demands of Americans. But ASML was a softie after all. In the end, it obediently accepted the US government's suggestion and joined the core restriction order. What Wenk said is true. Good news finally came out about domestic lithography machines, which also confirmed domestic progress in this area. China's SEMM lithography equipment was successfully migrated. In early February, Shanghai Microelectronics' first set of scanning magnetic powder processing equipment purchased by Kunshan Tongtong Xingda Company successfully completed the transfer work. With this set of equipment, Tongxingda will start small batch production in May and can produce 1,000 pieces per month. It is understood that as the youngest branch of Tongxingda Group, Tongxingda will be officially launched for operation at the end of 2021. The company mainly produces and sells chips. Although Tongxingda Company was established not long ago, it was able to successfully transfer its SEMM lithography machine production line at such a fast speed, which reflects from the side how optimistic China's local technology companies are about the semiconductor industry. China's semiconductor industry leads the world. And this is indeed the case. Since the United States successively cracked down on Huawei and SMIC, China's chip industry has developed rapidly. In the past 2 years, 19 of the fastest growing semiconductor companies in the world are from China. Among the 100 largest chip companies in the world, China accounts for 40%. Currently, only TSMC ranks among the top 10 in the country, but the country has surpassed the United States and is a well-deserved chip power. In addition, the revenue growth rate of China's semiconductor equipment suppliers is also the fastest in the world, and even ASML cannot match it in terms of revenue growth. It can be seen from this that based on domestic semiconductor companies, China's development rate is higher than any country in the world, and it is the fastest growing semiconductor country in the world. For this reason, some foreign media expressed emotion. The development of Chinese chips is really unstoppable. Even if the chip field is controlled by the United States, it does not mean that China will be manipulated by the United States. There is a saying in China that in 30 years Hedong will be Hershey in 30 years. In this world, it is unrealistic for Americans to become kings and hegemons in this world. If domestic chip companies are given another period of time, I am sure that Huawei companies will continue to emerge. By then, China's chip industry will surely flourish, and it will no longer have to be controlled by others like it is now. Here, I also want to see that as long as China's products are of similar quality, China can better support China's chips and electronic products. Only with the support of everyone can Chinese companies have more money to do more research.